Whether or not I should do practice problems or if I should just genuinely. What is up, my beautiful people? My name is Tekmi Kim. I'm a second-year medical student, and I'm just getting off my 9 to 5 volunteering at a primary care clinic. And today was a hectic day. Man, I've just learned so much every time I volunteer. Like, for example, I learned about a new disease called hidradenitis suppurativa, something like that. I'll put the actual spelling there. But it's this like skin disease. Something you don't learn in medical school is putting the disease or the condition with the person. Because when you're reading about in a book, it's one thing, but it's a completely different thing to hear people's stories about how it impacts their daily lives, such as if you have to work standing up, or if you have to work moving around a lot. This can cause a lot of irritation, and especially for people who look at all this jiggling, especially for chronic patients, it's such a huge toll on their daily lives. And honestly, sometimes you got to fight out the long battle, the small wins in life. And some other stuff too, like just super cool stuff. Like I've learned about heart failure before, but there's something called like hepatojugular reflux or something like that. And essentially what you do is when you have heart failure, you have a lot of blood backing up in your veins because the heart's not pumping well. And what you can do to test it is you can test for JVD, which is pretty much jugular venous distension. And the jugular vein here kind of pops because the blood is getting backed up. And a way to test for that is your liver's on your right side, and so you push really hard into the side of the patient, and then when you check the neck, you can see the blood vein like pop, like you can see it bulge. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. But at the same time, when you're seeing a patient, you can't be like, yo, that's super cool, you know what I mean? Because like, these are real people. It's kind of that balance, because inside I'm like, yo, that was super cool, I've never seen that before. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I gotta keep it professional, and like, we're still dealing with lives here, you know what I mean? Stuff that we don't really get taught, like for example, during primary care visits, you have to go when you're doing your pre-op, or essentially you're getting ready for a surgery, and you have to go to your family doctor or whoever to make sure that you are eligible or you're safe enough to pretty much go into surgery. A lot of it, I realize, is just giving patients comfort. Like, people are scared, especially for people who are going under the knife for the first time. No matter how minor the surgery is, or no matter how safe the surgery is, the words that you say are super impactful. And last but not least, the small details are the small stupid stuff that you forget. Like for example, like a lot of patients come for medication refills, right? And a huge thing that you should always ask is, do you have any allergies? Because, for example, I had a patient who was here for some kind of rash or something like that, and it very well could have been bacterial, and I didn't ask if they had allergies to medication in particular. And so when the doctor came in, the first thing he asked is, do you have any medication allergies? And the patient's like, oh, penicillin. And if you guys know, penicillin is like the first line of antibiotics for a lot of bacterial diseases. Like, there's only so much a book can teach you, but there's so much a book can't teach you as well. And there's value in both, but man, like, I didn't think I would learn so much every day, but every day I'm just learning new things. Like, for example, like just so much random stuff too that just sticks for some reason. Like, did you guys know garlic is a natural blood thinner? So people like who don't want to take blood thinners, like you can sometimes put them on like garlic pills. Like, what? Good morning, guys. So it's the next day. So I'm still at home because today I'm supposed to go in for my orientation stuff. But this past weekend, I actually was in Canada with my family camping. And I think I got sick again. So I have here some ginger tea that I made. If you guys don't know, ginger and pineapple, these are all natural anti-inflammatory, such as like ibuprofen. So it's like nature's ibuprofen, or Advil. And I also did some salt water gargles and stuff like that. So if you guys don't know, the reason why salt water helps in these cases is it creates a hypertonic solution. So if you guys don't know what that is, it essentially means that the salt draws water out of the bacteria or virus or whatever, and it causes them to shrink or to die. So the fluid is getting extracted out. And it creates this, so it helps with, it helps kill off the bacteria. And I believe alcoholic mouthwashes like Listerine can also help because alcohol breaks down lipid membranes. So it will also kill bacteria and stuff like that. So, and why am I talking about this? When I was working in the clinic yesterday, a lot of people actually prefer natural ways to go about things because so many patients are on so many types of different medication. And I think it's like almost like medication fatigue. Like people are on this long list of drugs and they just keep adding and changing them. And I think they get a little overwhelmed by it. So they're kind of trying to, a lot of patients want to get off of certain drugs and they want to try to do try to figure out ways that they can kind of figure it out through lifestyle changes. So today I'm actually staying at home and I actually have 3 meetings. I have a meeting coming up, so I'm doing them all online. I'm kind of excited for the second one because the second one is the first town hall meeting for the first year. So town hall meetings pretty much are mini virtual meetings that we hold for first year students who are interested in certain topics, because the school year starts in about a month for them, which is insane. Actually less than a month, I think like 3 weeks, which is crazy. So thank you. Hi, can I get a hamburger all the way, and then a little Cajun fries? What's good? So last night I got to go see Jurassic World Rebirth, which was so awesome. Such a beautifully made movie, honestly. There were times where I got goosebumps by how beautiful the shots were. And if I recall correctly, some of the shots were actually taken from cameras that were used way back when they were filming the original Jurassic Park series. I also got a vintage UNC hoodie. I saw my brother wearing it and like I really liked it. Oh, it's so soft inside. But if you don't know, I went to UNC Chapel for my undergrad. Man, this hoodie is so comfortable though. Holy cow. I'm going to clock in some hours for my orientation leader position. I have to finalize some event details and stuff like that. So time to lock in. So I finished with the orientation stuff for today and I just got in the mood to make music again. Look at this mess. I got my microphone here, got my guitars on the floor here, and like all my stuff here. But essentially I finished a bit of it. I created this one section here that I think is just super dope. It's leading out from, it's like the outro part of it, and I made it like a radio effect or like a cassette tape player. So check this out. Yeah. I don't know, I just like that effect. I think it sounds so cool. And then the cassette ends. I don't know, I think that's super dope. I also added this like electric guitar to kind of give it a more like spacey feeling in the bridge area here. I don't know, I like that sound of the guitar. It just sounds so sick. And last but not least, I started adding some harmonies and stuff. Oh, so good. So I decided to get birria cheese tacos, beef tacos for dinner today because I'm just craving them. And there's this Mexican restaurant literally down the street, and it's like low-key hidden. Like no one talks about it, no one knows about it, but it's like so good. Like it's actually genuinely good. So I'm gonna get some tacos. Secured. Let's go destroy them. Good morning. So I am at Walmart currently. You can't see it. I'm at Walmart currently to get some groceries because I am out of food. Like literally. Luckily they're open. I was really scared because it's July 4th, so I was scared they weren't gonna be open, but they are open. So time to go get some groceries. I bought a gallon of milk last time. I finished that joint in like a week. And I said it as a joke that I would finish in a week, but I genuinely finished a gallon of milk in a week. So time to get another gallon. Should have brought a cart. I'm literally limping. This thing is so heavy. And like I was waiting in line and I choked on my own spit and I thought I was about to die. Alright, so here are my groceries. Let me break down how much it cost. In total, this was $62.22. And let me explain what goes on in my head, how I do my groceries. So
I have a list of things that I need to buy. So for example, milk, right? I needed yogurt for my morning yogurts, but also for my mango smoothies and stuff like that. So I bought that. And then I ran out of Tabasco and I ran out of soy sauce. So I need to buy these two as well. And the rest kind of happened, all right? Oh, well, other than the meat. But I didn't really know what meat to buy. But when I go grocery shopping, I like pick one thing up and then I start thinking of recipes to add on to it. So for example, like I saw this chicken drumsticks. There is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14 chicken drumsticks for $6. And I was like, dude, that's so good. And as I picked this up, I was in the hot sauce aisle and I got Frank's Red Hot, because if you mix Frank's Red Hot, Tabasco, and honey in a pan and then drizzle it over the chicken, super, super good. Another thing though is this tikka masala sauce. I was like, well, I got chicken. So I was like, well, I can make a chicken tikka masala as well. So that's how these two kind of came to be. Since I bought the soy sauce, I bought chuck pot roast, which is essentially stew. Like when you boil this meat for a long period of time, it becomes really soft and it kind of like pulls apart. So I can make like Korean soy sauce beef stew with this. I was like, well, sorry, going back, I'm all over the place. Going back to the chicken tikka masala, I was like, let me get some bell peppers and hummus to go with it, right? And then this there was no reason behind this. This is it just looked really good. All right, so I have to do some studying. I'm always stuck at this predicament because I can't tell whether or not I should do more practice problems or if I should just genuinely read over my notes, because I can do a lot of practice problems, but it won't cover every single thing I need to be studying. But then if you read your notes, it's very passive, so it doesn't stick as well as if you do questions. And then another problem is I'll be like, okay, well then let me just do questions, and I'll do questions, right? And then I will get questions on topics that I haven't reviewed yet in the book. But even if I had reviewed that topic in the book, the question was worded in a way where there's no way I would have gotten this right unless I did the question, like unless I do this question. Like it makes me think about it in a different way than I wrote it in my notes. So if I had just read my notes and not done this question, it wouldn't have mattered. Either way, I would have gotten it wrong. And so it's just this supposed to be a balance, I think. But at the end of the day, I've just been doing questions and I can't force myself to just read over my notes. So I don't know what to do. Okay. This is a good question on what I was talking about to you guys from last time. So there's a 55-year-old man. He comes in with substernal chest pain and is accompanied by sweating and mild dyspnea. So pretty much he has chest pain near the heart, right? And he's sweating, he has difficulty breathing. He takes sublingual nitroglycerin, which is a vasodilator, and he doesn't seem to have any pain relief from it. He has a history of hypertension, which is high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and hyperlipidemia. Hyperlipidemia usually means like high cholesterol, high bad fats in your blood. An EKG shows ST segment elevations in leads 1, AVL, and V1 through V4 with deep Q-wave development over the next several hours. So when I first see this, when you see ST elevation and heart pain, the first thing I think of are two diseases. One is a STEMI, or a ST elevated myocardial infarction. In layman terms, that just means you have a heart attack, but the ST part of the EKG of your heart is elevated. And this shows pretty much a super occluded vessel to the point where your heart just can't pump really well. So it shows that elevation. But another thing that can cause ST elevations is a vasospastic angina, which is essentially a blood vessel that's spasming out and not allowing blood to flow to the heart properly, specifically vessels in the heart. And I didn't know which one it was. So I chose vasospastic angina just cause. And the answer was wrong, and it was a STEMI. And the reason why is because when they took the sublingual nitroglycerin, or the medication that causes your vessels to dilate, right, there was no pain relief, right? So if this was a vasospastic angina, you can give that nitroglycerin and try to prevent that contraction or shrinking of the vessels and relax them so the blood will flow back to the heart, and it should relieve them of some pain. However, if you have a STEMI, that means it's blocked, like it's something is obstructing the vessel. So even if you were to dilate the vessel, that obstruction is big enough to the point where it wouldn't really help much. So that's why it's a STEMI. It's this linkage between these diseases. Like how do I think when I'm a doctor, how do I rule this out and rule this in? And what kind of tests do I do? What kind of drugs do I use to test if this is right or wrong? All this stuff doesn't really happen. And the thing that I learn best when it comes to this type of stuff is when I'm actually volunteering, when I'm on the field, when I'm learning from the doctor directly, or just seeing him do things, and why, and asking him why he's doing things. And and he quizzes me. It helps me learn this type of stuff so much. And it's to the point where it's like I'm doing practice questions in real life, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. It's just stuff like this that makes me hesitate to read over my notes, even though I know it's very, very important to still read over my notes. But, yeah, I don't know.
And thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. I was debating whether or not to go to the 4th of July fireworks, but, instead I decided to stay home and make some music instead. If you want to stick around, make sure to hit subscribe, give me a like, and put any thoughts or comments you want for me to answer or react to. Remember to stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, all love. Peace.